Look at you. You killed it.
Yeah, you did it.
Is that a good view?
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. This is Lorraine with Alive Again. Welcome to our kickoff event of focusing on the AIM supplements, our monthly meetings. I hope you're going to enjoy yourself and learn a lot with me and with us over here. And yeah, we're about to start. Leave that. Okay. Well, good evening, ladies. Thank you so much for coming and being here with me tonight. I am very excited to share with you the supplements that I've been personally using for 28 years. And my motivation for this meeting is that in the 17 years that we've been here in Columbia, South Carolina, I've been actively doing what I've been doing here for 16 of the 17, because I cried for the first year. It was such a culture shock for me. And in total, I've used these for 28 years. And I raised my 3 children on them. I have 3 girls. They are 26, almost 23, or maybe 23. You know, you lose it along the way. And then my baby child just turned 20. And I was very passionate about breastfeeding or nursing. I don't know how you say it. I was in Florida the other day and with my daughter, I went and did a presentation there, and we went to a coffee shop while the men went fishing. And there was this mom nursing, and I couldn't help myself. I went up to her and I said, "Excuse me." I said, "I hope you don't feel awkward, but I just want to tell you how proud I am of you for nursing." And she was like, "So?" I'm like, "You just don't see it anymore, you know?" So anyway, all that to say, my kids were raised on these products. They never got an ear infection, and they never went on antibiotics. Now they've left home. Now they, stray and do their own thing. But yeah, these products have been a wonderful, wonderful supplemental program to my family. And I'm passionate about it because it fits my whole food philosophy. And I love the company. They've been around for 43 years. AIM they were the original people who did whole food concentrates over 43 years ago. They've not just come around the block. Another reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I know the owners personally. I know how these products are made. I can tell you, we don't have time, but I can tell you from the get-go how the barley grass is grown, how they harvest it at night to capture all the antioxidants, how it is juiced on the land, and how it is cold sprayed at room temperature to capture all those live living enzymes. So one of the reasons why I love these is it fits my whole food philosophy. And when we look at supplements today, it's billions and billions of a dollar industry. And there are wonderful companies across the world, wonderful supplement companies that sell supplements, and that we all have our own story and we all have our own testimony. And that's one thing I have seen. One can never refute another's testimony. And so just to a little bit of a background, how I got into using this. It was 1997. My husband and I are in full-time ministry. We were involved in organizing the biggest missions convention in the history in South Africa called GCOE, Global Consultation on World Evangelization. We had over 135 different nations, 4,800 people. And I've just turned 50 this year, so I was much younger then. Although I was an A-League tennis player, competitive tennis player, I was an aerobics instructress. Remember the grapevine? Yeah. Anyway, I thought Diet Coke was good, we have a product called Tab in South Africa. It's got the artificial sweetness. And so, I I tried to eat healthy, but I had my Diet Coke, and a friend of mine's a sugarcane farmer. He's one of the biggest sugarcane farmers on the East Coast, and he always used to say to me, only fat people drink Diet Coke. Anyway, so all that to say, I thought I was healthy. I grew up eating from the land. If anyone has read my story in my recipe book, you'll understand why I do what I do. But, it's just those little things. And then another big factor that was part of my health downfall or my health crashing was stress. And I always say you can never, ever your diet can be healthy, you can be exercising, but if your stress levels are not in order, it means nothing. Plus, you lose your joy, you lose your peace. And so I think that's a big thing for us as women today, is what do we do, and men, what do we do to regulate stress in our lives? And so we were working the last few weeks, 19-hour days. I mean, I was getting 3 hours sleep a night. I flooded my apartment twice because we'd work, then I'd just go and sleep, and then I'd be so tired, my alarm would go off, and I'd go and put my plug in my bathtub, and then I'd wake up and the people downstairs would be knocking. Hey, your water's dripping through my ceiling, and the tub overflowed, but just through exhaustion. And so I did what I did. A lot of my stuff was pre-conference. And so if, for example, the Salvation Army, they've never had the opportunity to pull all their officers around the world together, all the representatives. So I would have to organize the venue, the food, the interpreters, all the headphones. And I was running crazy for 3 days. The morning of the conference, when my big responsibility ended, I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning with such severe pain. It felt like someone was stabbing me. I couldn't breathe. Rushed me to hospital. They did colonoscopies. They did so many tests. I lost about 15 pounds. And they diagnosed me with the worst form of IBS and told me I'd be medicated for the rest of my life. And man, I was as white as a sheet. I went home. I couldn't work. It was a sad day. I couldn't exercise. And it was amazing. A friend of mine called me and she said, put on makeup, get dressed up, you're coming to a Bible study with me. And I did. And little did I know that it was one of the top nutritional consultants in the capital city. And I walked through the door. And as I walked through the door, she looked at me and she said, I feel the Holy Spirit saying, I need to invest in you. I'm starting a whole series of 1 year of detailed nutritional classes on the whole anatomy, physiology of the human body, what food does, the endocrine system, and I want to sponsor you. And that's where my journey started. And I started understanding the value of food and making the connection that we can take whatever supplements we want with respect. It means nothing unless you change what's at the end of your fork, bottom line. And so I see a lot of people, they go through life crazy and they take multivitamin and mineral supplements and they hope for the best. But it gives them false hope. Because if you go and buy the over-the-counter, many of these things, they are what we call, the nutrients in there are what we call inorganic, which means there's no carbon molecule attached to the nutrient. And the only way you get that is the process of photosynthesis. The sun shines on the plant, photosynthesis takes place, and it organically binds and makes that nutrient available. That's why we were created to eat real food. Because when we bring our bodies to the buffet, the body knows exactly what to take, and it will always excrete the rest. God made this body in the most amazing way, okay? And so, so I started changing my diet, and then Joan, my mentor, blessed me with a bottle of barley life, that green stuff. And I always say to people, I will stop all these things, but I will never, ever stop taking the green juice of the barley leaf. And if I was summoned to an island and I could only take 2 things, I would take my Bible and my Barley Life. My husband's on his own. Because let me tell you, something happens when our cells are nourished. Something happens when our cells are nourished. And when my cells are nourished, and I drink my barley every day, I can honestly say it puts 2 to 3 hours of endurance onto my day. People look at me, they say, Laura, how do you do what you do? I'm like, because my cells are nourished. My blood sugar levels are stable. I'm giving my body what it needs to take the beating that it does, because this is the reality of my business. I work hard. I do cooking classes. I'm on my feet 13 hours, sometimes when I do these classes. And so I've got to fuel properly. So the Barley Life changed my life. It literally changed my life. And that's why I always say, with the Barley Life, when people start taking it, I say to them, feel the difference. Because that's the first thing that you will feel, is feel the difference. Something happens when your cells get nourished, your taste buds change. I've had someone throw this Barley Life back to me because they said it makes their cigarettes taste bad. And they're not going to give up their smokes. I've had people say to me that it's interesting that I've been taking the Barley Life and I don't crave the sugar that I used to crave. So it's, for me, what we've been teaching for years and years, it's all about cellular health. What do we need on a daily basis to keep our cells healthy? And that's one of the things that AIM teaches, is the healthy cell concept. For that cell to be healthy, you need 5 things. You need cell exercise, you need cell nutrition, you need cell environment, you need cell protection, and you need a healthy mental attitude. We always used to say to our kids, fix your face. It's a choice. Change your attitude. And they used to get so cross with us. So if all of those 5 things are in line, then something happens in the body. So I'm going to be starting these monthly meetings. I'm so tempted to go through every single one of these, but I'm not. Okay? We're going to focus today on the whole food, whole body health. That's what we're going to focus on. But we're going to run through all of these, because I always say, with AIM, there's something for everyone. Okay? And one of the things I always encourage people is people get so excited and they want to take too much. But start with the foundational stuff, and then you'll see if you need support with your gut, then you look at the digestive health, and you look at the probiotic, and you look at the digestive enzymes, and you look at those and see, okay, with where I'm at, which one of those should I try first that will hit the most bases, so to say. And it's important for us to remember, and that's one thing I appreciate about the AIM companies. 43 years, never had a legal suit against them. Never. And not many companies can say that. So again, as AIM members, I'm an AIM member, that's what I am, we can never ever make any claims with these products. We cannot say they prevent, we cannot say they cure, we cannot use them as a diagnostic tool. Instead, we always say they are there to support our health. So when you go down the 26 and your tire bursts, and you know how to change your wheel, if you've got one of those, what we in South Africa call a Mari biscuit wheel, the spare wheel. If you have a jack, you can do it to jack up the car. And it's the same. When you hit a crisis or you need a little bit of extra help, then you lean in and lean out of whatever you need to. Does that make sense? Are there any questions? While you're thinking, I love AIM because there's 2 parts to AIM. There is a customer part, so you can be a customer, and just like you shop for Instacart or whatever, you can shop directly from AIM. And I think shopping as a customer, you can have a look here. Shopping as a customer, it's maybe $2 or $3 more expensive than being a member. So being a member, it's $20. I think $20 for membership a year, and then you get the product at cost. And then you also qualify for, if you order a certain amount, you get 10% off. If you order, do you know what I'm saying? So you qualify for all of that. And a lot of people start out as customers, as members. And I met someone the other day and they said, yeah, I'm a ditbit. I didn't intend to be in business. So that's the joy of AIM. There's the customer side, and then it has the ability to become a business if you love the product and suddenly your sister's buying and suddenly. So that's what I love about it. But I've never ever, in all the years that I've done AIM, have I ever had someone come in and say, oh, this is a business opportunity, I'm just going to. It's not like that. I'm going to put Stacey on the spot here because I want you to know that my roots run deep in Colombia. I haven't just been selling these for 3-4 years. Stacey, how long have you been using the products?
I was sitting here trying to remember, probably close to 20 years. Somewhere between 15 and 20.
Yes.
Yeah. And I remember the first thing that you said, I listened to you give a presentation like this, and I said, this is really overwhelming. Mm-hmm. And if I was going to change one thing, what would I change? And you said, add Barley Life. And so I was like, okay, I can do that. And I've taken it for this long. Yeah.
That's right. And I have many people that will be listening to this recording that are married to the product. Mm. If you think about sales, you date the product, and then you get engaged, and then you get married. I'm married. Yeah. I'm old. You've been married for a long time. So anyway, so that's that. So we have. Okay, it's okay. You can look after it, but just be sure to take one of these home. And if you are listening and you are an AIM member, in AIM's back office, you can print this under member resources, and it's a lovely little brochure that shows all the different products and all the different body systems and which products are applicable. So under the whole body health, we have a mega, which is your essential fatty acid supplement. I'm just going to run through them. Your Barley Life, which is your green leaf of barley. It's your barley grass juice. There is no fiber in there. So when you mix this up with water, within 10 to 15 minutes, it's through your mucous membranes and it's into your bloodstream. And we saw this way back when my 26-year-old now was on her 5th birthday. We were going to eat at a restaurant in South Africa called Spur. And I was getting all the kids together and off they go. And as she came out of the bathroom, she just went, I'm like, oh no. Little did we know it was the beginning of like a 24-hour bug that we all ran through on the clock. And that was the only time in all the years I had my children that we got a thing like that. Mm. But anyway, so we cleaned her up, and straight away I mixed some Barley Life, and she drank it. In fact, they ate it when they were small, because from 3 months old, I used to put my finger in water and dip it, and then so they ate it. So all 3 of them, they can still eat it. And so I had just given her some, probably for about just under 10 minutes, and off she went again. And I thought, oh no, this time it's going to be green. There wasn't a piece of green in that throw, which shows you how quickly it's absorbed through the mucous membranes. And that encouraged me. And that is a fact. The other reason why I love the green is because your green foods are your most powerful nourishers, cleansers, and detoxifiers of the human blood. Life is in the blood. And so if your blood is healthy, in turn your cells will be healthy, and in turn your organs will be healthy. So it's a tremendous, tremendous support for your blood. Why? Because your body regulates the pH, in your blood. It regulates that. But if you are eating a typical American SAD diet, which is all the junk food and all of that, when you eat those dead, highly processed foods, once they've gone through digestion, they leave an acidic ash in the bloodstream. So now what's happening? An alarm bell goes off to say the pH of the blood is naturally 7.34 to 7.45. That's how the Creator made it. There's a bunch of acid coming here. We need to go and get the alkalizing minerals, the potassium, the magnesium, the sodium. And where do you think we store up to 80% of our minerals in our body? In our bone. So you want to talk about bone health? That is important. So many people focus on, that ad, you've got milk. Have you had your milk today? What are you doing to support your body with real alkaline forming foods? In fact, I challenge people. I say to them, goal to have at least 70% alkaline forming foods and 30% acidic forming. So acidic is basically your meats and all your fillers, your grains, your quinoas, those kind of things, with the exception of millet. Millet is alkaline. The only nut that's alkaline is almonds. So just to try and get that ratio. And again, before you leave me your email and I'll attach you a lovely little pH chart that you can go and have a look at that gives you a list of all the food. So the Barley Life is just amazing. It also has what they call a prol value, which reduces the acidic load of the acidic food that you eat. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful whole food. It comes in the Barley Life. It's just your normal, regular barley. It tastes like spinach. Then it comes in the Barley Life Extra. And the Barley Life Extra has got 17 fruit and veggie powders in, and it's sweetened with monk fruit. So it is higher in vitamin C because of all the fruit and veggie powders in there. So if you've got a sweet tooth, a lot of people prefer that. The Just Carrots, I have never taken a multivitamin and mineral supplement. I personally feel if you want to take a multivitamin and mineral supplement, go and eat more greens, go and eat more orange, and go and eat more reds. What are you doing to add variety to your diet? And also, the gut health study that came out, they are now showing your microbiome in your gut bacteria is only as diverse as the plants and the colors in your diet. So that's why I challenge people to eat a variety of vegetables and fruits. But, it's human nature. We like to eat the same thing over and over again. Years ago when I consulted, this lady came through the door and this is what she said to me. Honey, I'm just telling you, I've eaten the same breakfast for 23 years and I ain't changing it. Because we do. This is what I eat. Every morning I have my, and it's hard because we get into a rut, okay? So the Just Carrots I love because obviously it's very high in vitamin A. It's high in beta carotene. So it's really beneficial for your skin, your eyes, and I just love it. And then your ready beets. I'm an athlete, so this is part of my everyday diet or supplement regime. It contains nitrates, and when you drink it, the nitrates get converted into nitric oxide in the blood. It increases your oxygen in your blood and takes the oxygen to all your extremities. It also contains betaines and betalins, which is very, very cleansing for your liver. So our livers are our kitchen, and it works hard. Everything we eat, all the medication we take, is metabolized. And so this is a very gentle supplement. I do recommend people I think that it says 2 teaspoons, but one is enough. It's a very concentrated. And so 1 is enough. And if you are doing a workout or a run, about an hour before the time, 45 minutes to an hour, you can mix a teaspoon of this and a scoop of the Peak Endurance, and you can drink it in about 8 ounces of water, and it is amazing to give you that sustained energy that you need to push through your workout. And then when you get back home, you use the Peak Endurance with 16 ounces of water to rehydrate, to put back all the electrolytes. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So that's how you can use those. I love this because it's got a bunch of greens, but specifically broccoli sprouts. So who's read about broccoli sprouts? Joanna?
Yes.
What's your opinion on broccoli sprouts?
They're highly nutritious.
Yes. So broccoli sprouts in the store, when you buy them, it usually comes in like a 1 cup container, right? And at the end of the day, that contains about 83 international units of the broccoli sprouts, the sulforaphane that you find in the broccoli sprouts. 2 servings of this contains 400. So it's very, very, very concentrated. And so I love to take it because I feel it supports my breast health. And as women, if we're looking about keeping breast healthy with a focus on breast health this month, I want to encourage you to add bitter greens to your diet. Have a variety of greens in your fridge, the arugula, the watercress, any of the bitter greens, because they help the liver metabolize the dirty estrogens that come our way, that we're bombarded with. The digestive health, the Flora Food is the bomb.com. There is no other probiotic, in my opinion, like the Flora Food. It changed my life, that thing. I travel with that. I have it in my purse. The digestive enzymes. Okay. So let me show you. Just before you came, I cooked 2 bowls of oatmeal, okay? And just before you came, I should have done it a little bit longer. So this is the 1 bowl of oats. This is oats that I put. So when oats get hard, they do this, okay? So I opened 2 of the digestive enzymes onto these oats. Look at that. If we leave it for another hour or 2, this will turn to water. And that's the power of a digestive enzyme. So a digestive enzyme, we are only born with a certain amount of enzymes. As we age, our enzymes are depleted. And so when here in the South, we cook our food to death, okay? And so when you cook your food to 115 to 116 degrees Fahrenheit, enzyme destruction takes place. And so my rule of thumb, people say, how do I know if I need a digestive enzyme? Well, then I say, if you're sitting down to a plate of food that's not at least 60% raw, in my opinion, a digestive enzyme would be very beneficial. Because, or if you're eating meat, red meat or meat, that takes a long time to digest. So what do enzymes do? They help you extract nutrients from your food. They take pressure off the liver and the pancreas. And they help that you don't become like autotoxicity. That's what it's called, which means the food sits there and stays there longer than what it needs to and starts to ferment. A byproduct of fermentation is bloating, flatulence, gas, and acetic acid. And so I say to people, who has woken up after Thanksgiving feeling hungover? You don't want to wake up and go for a walk, right? No. Because you've been drinking while you were sleeping. Because with all the combinations of food, that's acetic acid and alcohol is also made. So that's why you feel like. So this is the most phenomenal little tool that you can lean in and out of. When you can't control your food, when you're traveling, when you're on holiday. When I go to business, women's breakfast or business meetings, and I don't know what's there, I will never offend people over food. It's because of my missionary background. We've had to eat funny things, and you can't say a word. You've got to eat. So that is my favorite little product. And then the herbal fiber blend. It is a fiber that contains 17 different herbs, and it's got cleansing herbs, but it also adds fiber to the diet. It works you very deep. I call it dirt. Then the Para 90 is a natural parasite cleanser. I have incredible testimonies. Incredible. I don't have time. When we do digestive health, we'll dig deep into that. I take 2 of those bottles a year. I do that treatment. That's why it's called Para 90. You take a bottle, you wait 90 days, and you take it again, because it works on the life cycle of the parasite. Okay? Like my husband, when he comes back from a third world country, we're both going to take that, because I know he's been exposed to stuff and I don't want it. Composure, one of my favorite little products. Amazing, amazing products. Where is that Composure? Over here. I always say it's aimed at most undermarketed, undersold, humble little product. And it contains 7 different herbs that work in the gut, that's linked to the brain and central nervous system, and calms you. It is unbelievable. So just to testify, I run up and down between the house because I don't stock all my spices here. So I came here and I'm like, plus I'm going through the change of life. So I'm like, whoo! And I look on my thing, and it's like, my resting rate is like 112. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can just feel and I got to bring it down, and I got to bring it down quickly. So I opened that and I took 3 of those. And it's just, that's all I can say. It's just amazing. It's natural, it's non-addictive. When I was on WIS TV for 9 years with Dandy, it was live. I did not have time to practice. If it went wrong, it went south, it went south. And I would take 3 of those before my TV segment, and I was right as rain. And I was just calm. And so that is a lovely little thing I lean in and out of. If I know I'm going through stress, or if I know I'm going to start packing to go to South Africa for 6 weeks, we go every 4 years. It's a stressful time. I lean on that. I stay on it because it's going to help me with the time zones as well. So it's just a wonderful little, it's one of my favorite little products. And then the Herbal Release. The Herbal Release is a beautiful little product because that is for your lymph. If you don't work out, if you don't move your body, if you don't do some massage, your lymph becomes stagnant. It's a wonderful little supplement to support lymph health. And then your Ginkgo Sense, I don't have any here, but Ginkgo Sense is part of your neuro health. It contains ashwagandha, it contains ginkgo, it contains a whole bunch of stuff that just supports the brain. Also helps with your eyes, with the blue light. So just an extra neuro support. Cardiovascular support, the CellSpark 360. That is good for anyone to support the heart. The garlic AIM, also the heart, but also to bolster the immune system. It's 3 combinations of garlic, but it doesn't smell like, it tastes like garlic, and you don't burp garlic. Cranberry, one of my favorite little products for women going my age. It's Cranberry Plus, so it really supports urine health. It's always my first aid kit, this. I'm never without it. The Peak Endurance we've spoken about. It's a natural electrolyte drink with no caffeine, stimulants, or ephedra. The Fit and Fiber, and this is what you have purchased, right? Mm-hmm. Who's purchased the Fit and Fiber? Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, but I haven't tried it yet.
Okay. So I just want to encourage you. This fiber is the nicest, kindest little product. The uniqueness is it's a supplementary fiber, so it's one of those fibers you can lean in and out of. Because let me tell you, the majority of Americans are not getting the mingy 25 grams of recommended fiber a day. And if you want, I can send you a little, if you want to do a little homework for a day and you want to track your fiber, I can send you a little form. And you're going to call me and say, oh my gosh, I fall short. And so fiber also is so important for us women to get those dirty estrogens out of the colon, because we're exposed to so many xenoestrogens, chemicals in the environment that attach to the estrogen receptor sites in our body. It also gets dumped in our colon. And if you're not pooping properly, that's not a good idea. It's not going to be good. So this is a wonderful fiber to add more bulk, to add more fiber, but also it's got prebiotics, which, you know, is a buzzword. And your prebiotics are needed for your good gut bacteria. They are the food for the good gut bacteria. And most people today are short on their good gut bacteria because there's so much that competes for those bacteria. If you're taking any medication, any, if you're eating pesticides, insecticides, stress is one of the biggest depleter of your B vitamins in your gut and your good gut bacteria. So these help feed the good gut bacteria. It's a very gentle. I do like to walk a road with people with this because, for example, it says 2 tablespoons. So the whole idea is for us to walk a road with our people. So I would not recommend 2 tablespoons. I would recommend 1. Because for most people, you're putting in too much fiber. And here's the thing, most of us walk around dehydrated. When you are putting fiber into a dehydrated colon, what's going to happen? You're going to rocket launch. Okay? You don't want that. So when you drink this, you want to mix it up in a glass of water and then have even a little bit more water. And it's so nice because I think a lot of people love to have a brunch. The Southerners love to have a brunch over the weekend. And what breakfast, and what do? They do grits and bacon and eggs. And I'm not shaming that. It's okay to eat it now and again. But how much fiber is in there? Nothing. So that's when you lean into this. And just before you start cooking and prepping, you take a big old tablespoon, mix it up, and you drink it. There you've just added a bunch of fiber to your fiberless meal. Does that make sense? So it's just so fun how you can lean in and out. The AIM is the ionic calcium powder. I love it. A lot of the calcium supplements today comes from dolomite rock. With respect, I don't think we were designed to take calcium from a rock. And so that's, I've got amazing, incredible testimonies with that. It's very, I mix it with water and I have it before or just after a meal. It also contains vitamin D. The women's health, I don't have it here, but anyone know of Renewed Balance Cream? AIM has a Renewed Balance Cream. It's a women product and I love it because I've been using it for probably 25 years now, and you can use it before you transition to your hormones, so you just use it differently. You just use it differently when you have a period versus not having a period. And as I'm now going towards menopause and I'm almost there, that's what I'm using. Mm-hmm. And it's just really helped me in an amazing way, and it's something natural. Who's heard of collagen supplements? Mm-hmm. Okay. AIM has brought out anthocyanin and a wonderful, it's called BioVivify. It helps the body make your own collagen. Okay. This is their skincare. It's just wonderful. It lasts me a couple of months, and it's just the kindest, nicest little skincare without all the perfumes and things like that. So you can come and have a look. There's a little thingamajigger there. And I think that we've spoken about the AIM Mega. The Proansol 2000 is just quickly, that helps also for the liver. It helps to support the liver. It's got N-acetylcysteine, it's got green tea extract, but it's 7 potent antioxidants. So it helps to support the immune system. Anything else I've forgotten? Glucochrome. Glucochrome. Sorry, this is a wonderful little product to help in the area of blood sugar. So this helps to give blood sugar support. And I actually stayed on it for 3 years while I was when my hormones went whoop, whoop. Because what happens is, the cortisol levels are high because you've run like a wild horse your whole life. And high cortisol levels increase higher insulin. You become more insulin sensitive. So this was a wonderful little supplement. I don't take it now because I don't feel I need it. But it's just a wonderful support for blood sugar, healthy blood sugar. Also very humble. It's got a plant-based chromium in there. Someone wanted to ask a question.
No, I was going to say the floor food.
Did I not speak about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was my favorite, last one. And you have the flora food. So I want to encourage you. You are sitting with white gold. Everyone that knows me and hears me speak about it, I call it white gold. And why I love it is because so many people come to me and they say, oh my gosh, I bought this probiotic and it's got 50 billion, bacteria and it must be so good. And people are hoodwinked because they look at the numbers. But here's the kick. How many of those bacteria are going to cling to the small intestine and actually be absorbed versus how many are going to be passed out? And I'm of the opinion that the flora food works as well as it does because it's the real McCoy. What do I mean by that? The bacteria was cultured off the gut of a healthy infant and sterilized and replicated over the years. It's the real deal. And it works like a charm. It's amazing. So it's your B vitamins, 80% of your immune system is in your gut. And we know that stress is one of the biggest depleter of your good gut bacteria and your B vitamins in the gut. So your good bacteria help with the absorption of your B vitamins. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful way to recolonize and repopulate your good gut bacteria. Okay. So again, we can't make any claims, but I myself have incredible testimonies when women travel and men travel and children travel and they don't eat normally. They have, they can bloat, and that's what I go to. God forbid I start going. So the recommended amount is 2 capsules a day, and you can take it with food twice a day, or you can take 2 in the evening after supper. And I like to do that because they unlock in the gut and work their magic and do their thing. And so I do want to say it's always important that before you take any supplements, that you make sure you ask your registered healthcare provider and make sure that it is safe for you to do so. Okay. And so that's just an overview and just a little bit of a detailed look about the whole body. And then, of course, the Pro Piece. I love the Pro Piece. Again, I'm not married to a blender. I don't drink a smoothie every day because I believe God gave me molars to chew. I don't just swallow. That's why I'm against these weight loss companies that say you must just drink 2 shakes a day and then only eat 600 and something calories a day. We were not created to live like that. It is bondage. We were created to eat. That's why I'm also very outspoken about many of the different diets that are out there. If I have molars, and molars were made to help digest carbohydrates, I think I can then physiologically eat the good carbohydrates in the body. So when people come with all these things, I say to them, I must be stupid or something, but can you explain to me? I ask questions. And so even tonight, as I share, test what I say. But this is a lovely plant-based protein powder. It's alkaline forming. The most popular is whey, soy, and pea. A lot of people don't like pea, and I understand why, because it's gritty, but this is a very smooth pea protein powder. And I put some in there. I should have actually put an extra scoop, but I ran out. So your pea takes 4 hours to digest, your pea protein. Your whey and soy take 90 minutes to digest. So this has got more sustained blood sugar. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when I don't want to put fruit in the shake and put the almond butter, and I just take my little shaker cup, I put my unsweet cashew milk or almond milk, I put a scoop of this, I put a teaspoon of this, and I put a tablespoon of that, and I shake it up. Mm. And then I drink it. Because at least I'm getting fiber and protein. Mm. Because sometimes in the morning you leave for a business trip or something and you don't want to eat. But I put it in my car, and when I'm feeling okay, I've woken up, I just give it a shake and I drink it. And there I've just put good protein, good fiber, and my blood sugar is nourished. Does that make sense? Mm. So that's an overview of the products. And you are a member, so you order. Over here, and if you are a friend of Izzy's, then you need to speak to Izzy on how to order. Or if you came and I invited you, or you follow me, you can take one of these. It's a very, very simple, easy way. You can scan and then place your order. I always choose US mail because it seems to come faster here versus FedEx. I don't know why, but I just a US mail chick. So yeah, the price list is there. Grab a fresh focus. And any questions? Was that helpful?
Yes. Yeah. Oh. Just a quick question. With the barley grass, it's nothing to do. There's no gluten. It's the grass.
It's gluten free. It's a sprouted, and yeah, it says on the label gluten free. And in fact, yeah, I will share a story a little bit later. In fact, let me share it here because it'll be good for people to hear this. Many years, I received a call. We had a conference. I organized 6 wellness conferences every spring. And I had people that were selling the AIM products together with the local farmer and the honey person. AIM was one of their vendors there. And this person purchased our Body Life and called me and said she had picked up within 2 days a horrendous amount of weight. And said that there was gluten in our product. So my husband met her husband and in the park in Colombia. And yeah, at the end of the day, AIM paid a large amount of money to have the body tested by a third-party company. And it came under 20,000 whatever units to be gluten-free. So we have the gluten-free certification on here. Mm-hmm. So just for you to know. Mm-hmm. Because it's very dangerous. I mean, I can't, if someone like you, if I say, but it's on the certification is on the bottle. Right. So yeah. So a lot of, and as we go and dig deeper into these products, I will show you in the months to come all the different combinations that we can use and do, and how to really fully lean into these products in those little times of emergencies. And then, of course, I forgot about the whole body of health, your frame, your what do you call it? Your bones and stuff, joint health. It's also one of my favorites. I now, just because I'm 50, I actually started when I was 45, I take this prophylactically. So meaning I take it 2 a day, just for my joint health, just because of the wear and tear. When you work like an ox in the garden and all that stuff, you've got to support yourself. It's like my friend who does a massage now and again. She said, Ray, if you want to work like an ox, you've got to support your muscles so that you know, and it's true. So you've got to strengthen, and that's why, I just want to encourage you all. You've got to consider doing weight training and lifting heavy, work with a trainer. And then, of course, for me, what revolutionized my life was doing Pilates on the machines. Changed my mind, it changed my body, the strength. It was unbelievable to work out on the machines. So you've got to find what works for you and be consistent. Because when we do that, we are being good to our bones as well and our muscles. Because when we get to that age where everything starts changing, our muscles start wasting away. We don't want that. Muscles are important to maintain balance, prevents us from falling. We've got to be strong when we transition through that that season of life. Some of us have gone before, some of us. Hey. Anyway, so I think we're going to close it off. And are there any questions?
You said to start out. What would you start out with?
Okay. I always like to speak to the person. So it's difficult in a group setting like this. But I always say start with barley life, And yes, it tastes like spinach. But I say to people, if you don't like it, mix it and shot it back. But you're going to see in a few weeks, you're going to start loving the taste as your taste buds, as your cells get nourished. A lot of people.
Okay to mix two together.
Yes. Yeah. So what I do, I put my gummy berry juice. I mix the two together. I mix the peak endurance and the barley life.
Mix the calcium and the barley.
Yes, or you can do the. Okay, so this is what I want to say to you. If you mix the calcium and the barley life, you must take 2 omega with it, because vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, and it needs to be absorbed in the presence of fat. It needs to be in the presence of fat to be absorbed properly. So when I do that, I just take 2 omega, and I drink it, just so that I want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that makes sense. So yeah, the barley life and the peak endurance. If you know you're not going to like the green, and just start there. Yeah. Come on. No other questions?
So if you're taking, like I take all the supplements, and I take barley life, and I really think I'm going to these. I can't. But anyway.
Okay, so let me share. Yeah. So let me share. I take supplements outside of AIM. For example, AIM has a transdermal magnesium, which is great. If you are tired and you're wound up, you put some warm water in a little bowl, and then you put half a cup of that and soak your feet. And it's really wonderful. But for us that are going through the change of life, magnesium glycinate is really, really important, because it helps control, it helps calm us, it helps us sleep well. It is a game changer for women, and you take that at night. It's one of the biggest game changers when I started introducing that 2 years ago, magnesium glycinate. And then, of course, most of us are short on vitamin D. So I do, even though there's a little bit of vitamin D there, during summer, I don't have issues. That's why it's important you all have your blood work done, to work with your healthcare provider. Know your numbers. Like I spoke to someone in out of state, and they're like, oh, what vitamin D, do you recommend, and what do you use? And I'm like, do you know what your vitamin D numbers are? And she's like, no. I'm like, you can't just go and take vitamin D, because if you take vitamin D in high amounts and it's more than what you need, it's toxic. It's toxic to the liver. So I'm like, go and ask your doctor to test your vitamin D. And then the doctor will usually say, okay, if your vitamin D it's like, according to the allopathic medical testing, it's 30 is low. So 30 and below is low. Then they will make a recommendation. I've got several friends who are doctors for a little bit of a higher, international units, more. But then they will keep you on that and they will test. And then when your numbers are up again, then they will say, okay, take the recommended daily allowance. So it's important. You can't just, and a lot of people do that. Okay, you must have good fats. So what do? They go to Walmart or Sam's or Costco. Oh my gosh, they've got fish oil, 2 for $15. It'll last me 6 months. And what do? They buy it. But this is what they don't know, that your essential fatty acids are destroyed by heat, light, and oxygen. So now you're purchasing a fish oil. Number one, I ask you, how do you think you got that fish, from the fish into that capsule? What needed to happen to get that fish from a whole fish into a capsule? What do you think? A lot of processing. Probably a lot of heating. Plus, now it's in a see-through bottle, in a see-through container. By the time you drink that, it's already rancid. You waste your money. So that's why you've got to know, when you purchase your olive oil and your avocado oil, dark container, in a glass container. And it must have the words cold pressed, or, what's the other word? Cold pressed? No, I forgot. No, I'm asking you now. Cold pressed or virgin? Okay. And really, do not go to TJ Maxx and Marshalls and go buy oil from Italy, because your good fats become rancid. I mean, years ago, and you smell it, and you can smell, it's like a nut and a seed. It's rancid. So we've got fantastic local olives in California, and I was at the gardeners, what do you call it, the spring plant fair. And I love it over spring, because all the old-timey gardeners are there. And these women, I just want to sit at their feet and learn from them. And they were saying there's a massive move towards, they're planting olives in our state, starting to plant olives in our state. So you can go to places like Trader Joe's, and even Costco is carrying a good single, it's got the certification on there, which means they don't bring oil from Spain and oil from Italy and oil from, it's just a single source. It's a better quality. So if you just have these guidelines, and that's why I love the Omega. It's in a dark container. The bottle is nitrogen flushed, plus it's in a carob container. Capsule. And when my kids were small, they used to and they suck it. They grew up. Their taste buds were very unadulterated. But that goes to show, if you give the children the food from young, they will eat it. And most kids are picky because we don't like the green beans. We don't give them the green beans. I'm not going to start there. I saw that when I worked at Valentine Pediatrics. Those kids never ate a lot of the stuff because mom and dad didn't like it and never bought it in the house. So anyway, I hope that's been beneficial for you all. And if you have any questions tomorrow, or you have a question about any of these, please, my telephone number is on there. Please feel free to give me a call, and And I walk a road with people who use these products. And when you work with me and we walk a road together, you have access to me, because I want you to get breakthrough and I want you to experience the full benefits of these products, because each one of you is unique. No one is the same. So, okay, I thought I'd have more questions. Okay, so I would love for you to take, I've got extra cups if y'all want to take some extra stuff home with you, you're welcome. But thank you so much for coming. I said we'd be finished at 8, so I want to try and, be mindful of your time. But I hope you enjoyed that. Did I answer all your questions with regards to Flora Food?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm doing the code on your card. Is that, like, if I become a member, do I do that under you?
Yes.
So if I do it from
Yes.
here, I'll be good?
Yes.
Because I got online today and it was just generic.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It should, my name should be in the top corner. So if you
Oh, okay, yes.
if you see that. Yeah. So what I do ask people is, please, and if you are watching this video today, this recording, I would ask that you do not order on Amazon, because a lot of the products on Amazon is not even real AIM products. And what I love about AIM, if you order the Pro Peas and you open it the next day and you don't like it, and you just don't like the taste, or something happens that you don't like it, you have 3 business days to call AIM and they will give you a full refund on the product. And if you order through Amazon, you ain't getting your money back. So a lot of people try and be cheap and they try and save on $4 shipping. But here's the thing, when you order through my site, you have access to me, I walk a road with you, and I help you get breakthrough. And we build relationship with one another. I love it, because when we walk a road with each other, we earn the right to speak into each other's lives. So for anyone wanting to order, if you are new to my channel, you can go to aliveagainonline.com, and on my home screen, homepage, there is a link to shop the AIM supplements. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye. Okay. Your stream will stop immediately and you will no longer be live. End. Okay.